As I begin this first podcast, it's occurring to me that not only are we a week away from Martin Luther King Day, but it's also my brother's birthday. So I want to wish him a happy birthday. None of this would be possible without his support, without my niece's support, without his wife's support, my sister-in-law. So Anthony, wherever you're listening from, happy birthday. Your little sister did not forget about you. And now I want to turn to why we're all here. This has been a passion project of mine for some time, and I'm thrilled that I'm finally in a space where this can come to fruition. So I'd like you all, take a second, close your eyes if you want to, and I want you to imagine movement, not rushing, not running, just the sound of shoes against pavement, a body deciding, I will go anyways. This is When Women Walked. And hi, friends, I'm Madison Givens. So I've spent a lot of time with women who no longer speak in archives, in margins, in sentences written about them, but rarely for them. And their lives show up in fragments, court records, church minutes, newspaper clippings, a name crossed out and replaced with silence. And yet, when I read them closely, I see movement everywhere. Women stepping forward, women stepping out of line, women stepping into history without permission. So what do I mean when I say walking? When I say women walked, I don't just mean literal walking down the street, walking in the park. What I mean is the moment. I mean the moment before movement, when staying still is safer, but moving feels necessary. Walking is a refusal. Walking is risk. Walking is choosing to be seen. So some women marched. Some women boarded buses. Some crossed borders in the dark. Some stayed seated when the world demanded they stand up and stand down. So every episode of this podcast is about one of those moments. So before I dive in even deeper, I think it's important that you know a little bit about who I am. I'm a historian, I'm a teacher, and I'm a woman who's been shaped by stories that were not taught, that still are not taught. So I spend my days in classrooms with students, many of them young women who are hungry for a past that makes room for them. And I hear the same question again and again. Miss G, why didn't we learn this? Well, I didn't learn it either, not really. Not in the way that honors women's choices, their contradictions, their bravery, their costs. So I went looking, which leads me to why this podcast exists. This podcast exists because women are everywhere in history, but rarely centered. Because women's resistance is often softened into symbolism or stripped of its politics or remembered only when it's convenient. Because walking is rarely easy and almost never free. Because when women walked is about what it meant to move in a world that tried to keep women in their place. And what happened because they refused to stay in said place. So in each episode, I'm hoping you as my listeners will slow down with me, will take those deep breaths that are so needed. And I'll start with a reminder to please ground yourself in this fast-paced world, to remember these women, remember their stories. And then we'll sit with one woman, one moment, one decision that changed the direction of her life and often ours. We'll talk about the world she lived in, the risks she carried in her body, and the aftermath of her movement. And let me remind you, this isn't hero worship, but it is historical attention. So I want to make a few promises to you. And as you continue to listen to my podcast, which hopefully many of you will, please hold me to these promises. I won't rush these stories. I won't turn pain into inspiration without true honesty. And I won't pretend that courage comes without consequence. These women were real. They were complicated. They were strategic. They were brave in ways that didn't always look brave at the time. So today's episode is a little bit shorter than the following, but I wanted to make sure I not only introduced myself, but introduce the importance of these stories. And so in looking ahead, I'm excited for our next episode. We'll begin with a woman whose story you think you know, but it's a moment that's been flattened into a symbol. And when we slow down the story, when we look closely, walking looks very different. Because sometimes movement can look like staying exactly where you are. So in closing, if you're listening to this because you've ever wondered where women are in history, you're not alone. And you're in the right place. This is When Women Walked. Thank you for walking with me.